quorum. If everyone will rise for the invocation and pledge allegiance led by Councilor Schultz.
Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, members received a copy of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'm second. So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. So recognitions, we'll start with Mr. Mayor. Do you have anything tonight?
I do. I'd like to introduce the new president and CEO of the Greater Birmingham Convention and Visitors Bureau, Mr. Dan Williams. If you will come on up here. Garrett Murphy and I had a chance 2 weeks ago for a tourism reception at Montgomery. Got to meet him. And we're all here about to hear about his resume, but also to hear about what he wants to bring into the Birmingham, Hoover metro area. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm extremely excited to be here, be in this community. That's a great picture, Jess. It makes me look so much younger than I look in real life. But no, again, I know how meaningful the tourism economy is for Hoover. And we are extremely excited to work with all of you, the council, and work extremely closely with Mayor Derzis to help drive the tourism economy in this community and to help bring more events to the community. Again, I'm extremely excited to be here. Extremely excited to work with all of you, and extremely excited to see my first SEC baseball tournament. As I hear, it's a spectacle in itself. But again, thank you for being so welcoming and giving me a little time this evening. But again, extremely excited to be in this community and working with all of you. So thank you, Councilman McClinton, and thank you, Mayor Derzis.
Very good. Thank you, Dan.
Sir,
Welcome.
I would think in your off time you'd be a running back for the Stallions.
You know what? I'm a little too old for that. Actually, I'm way too old.
Thank you. Next, we have a report from Dr. Lopez about sales use tax. Revenue. Revenue's good.
Good evening. Just going to give a report on the sales and use tax revenue. Remember, that makes up about 2/3 of our general fund revenue in the budget. When you compare this is through February, so that would be the first 5 months of the fiscal year. When you compare it, the growth in the previous year was around just under 4%. In the current year, the growth is about 2%. So the good news is there is growth. The measured news is that it's not quite as much growth as we had the previous year. That equates to about $1 million through 5 months. And but the good news, the general sales tax was one of the higher increases on that, so kind of your local. So that's good in itself. We're actually working also to complete the audit and the annual comprehensive financial report for fiscal 25. We're shooting for the end of April, which is pretty good considering we didn't hire an auditor until mid to late December. So we're looking for that. And after that, we hope to kind of get back to where we can create some good financial reporting for you going forward. Some news, we did find out this past week that the city was awarded the annual award for excellence in financial reporting, which is mainly looking at the transparency of the financial report for users of it, which we did receive that again. So,
Mr. President, Ms. Lopez, that 2%, is that over the previous year?
It's 2% over the previous year, actuals, yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't have my microphone on.
That's okay. Thank you so much. It's good to be with you all this evening. My name is Ben Fuller. I am the Chief Deputy District Attorney for the Shelby County District Attorney's Office, and I am running for the newly created District Court Place 3 in Shelby County. Not running against any of our current judges. We like all our current judges just fine in Shelby County, but this is a new seat that the legislature has blessed us with, and we're thankful to have it. It has been since 1990 since Shelby County added a district court judge seat. That's about 140,000 citizens ago since we last added a district court judge. So it was long past time that we had a district court judge seat added in Shelby County, and we're thankful that the legislature saw fit to do that. Before I get into my qualifications for it, I always like to start off by telling folks exactly why you should care about your district court. District court is where the business of our counties occur at. It is the highest volume court in our courthouse. It's where I think sometimes people think things are inconsequential in there. They're not inconsequential. They're smaller, but they're not inconsequential. And in real terms, it's where the business of our county occurs at. So there's really 4 or 5 broad categories that the district court is responsible for. First of all, unlawful detainers and ejectments. If you've got somebody that's living in a piece of property, you need to get them out. That eviction proceeding is going to go through district court. Small claims matters, that's civil matters up to $6,000, that's the exclusive jurisdiction of district court. Civil matters outside of small claims up to $20,000 are now concurrent jurisdiction. That means it can go through district court or circuit court. And then perhaps most importantly, district court is responsible for criminal cases. Misdemeanor cases start and end life in district court. If it's a misdemeanor offense that occurs in unincorporated Shelby County, that's going to begin and end in district court. And then all of our felony cases, whether they occur here in Hoover, whether they occur in Alabaster, whether they occur in Columbiana, whether they occur in unincorporated Shelby County, all of those begin life in our district court. So this judge is responsible, the district court judges are responsible for, in real terms, whether or not someone gets out of jail. If they get out of jail, what bond they get when they get out of jail. We talk about Anaya's law now. That goes through our district court. Our district court judges are responsible for deciding the worst offenders in our society, whether or not they are going to be granted a bond. And then also on top of that, they're responsible for deciding whether or not a case moves on to the grand jury. So this is very serious business that goes through our district court. And we need a judge that can get in and serve from day one. And I'll tell you that I believe that I am the most qualified in my depth of courtroom experience of all the candidates that are running. I have handled every kind of case there is to handle in a district attorney's office, from complex civil litigation on asset forfeitures to speeding tickets and traffic tickets, DUIs, up to murders, lots of murder cases, unfortunately, robberies. I have unfortunately been called on to seek the death penalty on behalf of the citizens of Shelby County. That doesn't get much more serious than going into a courtroom and asking for that. So I have an incredible depth of experience, and I've earned that experience in the courtroom, which is where we expect our judges to have their experience. We expect them to be able to go in and from day one be able to do the things that we want our judges to do: rule judiciously, efficiently, quickly, with justice, and to get it right. I have an experience that I think is certainly unique among all the candidates. A few weeks ago, many of you may have had an opportunity to attend the Blanket Fort Hope Ball here in town. It's a great organization supporting human trafficking victims. We're lucky to have them in Shelby County. At the end of my night, as I'm walking out from the Blanket Fort Hope Gala, I got a phone call from the Callear Police Department. We've had a murder case. And so I checked with our district attorney, Mr. Casey, and headed on out to the scene. That's not an experience that's been unique over my career. I've frequently been asked to come out to the scene of murders. And I spent all night that night out with Callear PD investigating that murder. I don't get called out to that scene because Callear PD said, you know what, we'd really like Ben to come out and help us screw this case up. I get called out because they know that I can come out and advise them well to get it right. These kind of cases, every kind of criminal case, as Mayor Derzis knows full well in his experience on the force, we get one opportunity to get it right. And I don't say that to say that, well, Ben's really going to back up police. I will. I'm proud to stand with police. I'm proud to have stood with police. But I'm not a rubber stamp either. I think Mayor Derzis will tell you there's no one that is more likely to tell the police department no than the district attorney's office. It's inherent in our position. I have had more experience telling our police officers no than probably anybody else because it is inherent in what we do. So I know what goes in and what goes out of making a crime and getting it right the first time, making a case and making sure it sticks. And that is so important because we only get one opportunity at it. I think it's important that this judge be somebody that when they get a call in the middle of the night, first of all, they pick up the phone. Second of all, when they get that call and they're waking up from a sleep, they know exactly what they are doing for whoever's on the other end of the line to get it right for the citizens of Shelby County. So with that, I appreciate the time to address you this evening. I welcome any questions afterwards. I'll stick around, and I would humbly ask for your vote come May 19th on the Republican primary. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. At this time, we have someone from Leadership Hoover to come up. Mr. Bodum, welcome.
Thank you.
If you'll state your name for the record, please, sir.
My name is Subbu Bodum. I'm living in Hoover for almost 25 years now. A good friend, Mr. McClinton, we used to live on the same street in Lakesiders. Thanks to the Hoover Council for giving me this opportunity. I'm in the Leadership Hoover class of 2026. My team name is Synergy Squad. I'm here to talk about our project for this class. Each year, Leadership Hoover classes, they come up with projects which are community-centric, and our project is also very community-centric. This involves the students, families, and also local businesses. The project is to build a Hoover puzzle. Looking at the Focus Act, students are spending a lot of time in the school, not with the gadgets and the cell phones, but they are working on other projects. So our team thought that bringing up a Hoover City puzzle and presenting it to the schools, libraries, and the businesses makes more helpful for the students to spend their time outside the electronic gadgets. So this puzzle involves all the wonderful landmarks we have in Hoover. And if you can see the sample, this is a sample puzzle. This is not the exact one. We added a couple of highways that go through Hoover, like I-65, 459, 31 and all the wonderful Hoover iconic locations like Stadium Trace, Ross Bridge Historic Park, Moss Rock Park. And this puzzle will engage the students and their families, and also it'll be a learning process for the students, which iconic location is where on the map. So that is the idea. And so where we are right now, right? Right now, we found a manufacturer who promised us that they can build the puzzle and deliver it to us within 1 month after ordering. And the idea is to involve the local businesses, the Hoover local businesses, so that we set up the puzzle pieces all along the perimeter of the puzzle, and we are offering a sponsorship option of $250 for each business. So your $250 go a long way in getting this puzzle project to move on. And because we are ordering 500 puzzles right now, that means not more than 50 cents for each puzzle. And these puzzles will be going to all the schools, libraries, and some of the businesses. They promised us that they are going to buy them in bulk and sell them in their businesses, like Alabama Goods and all. So this is a wonderful project, and I would like to request the council to spread the word for us and see if the local, and suggest the local businesses to come forward and participate in this. And the idea of coming to Hoover City Council and do the presentation, thanks to Councilman Mr. Schultz and Mr. McClinton when we met them at the other meeting, and they suggested, why don't you come and do a presentation? Thanks to them, and thanks to Wendy for the help setting up the appointment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Bowles.
And I have some flyers with me. If any of you are interested, I can give you those flyers, and you can get all the details from the flyer. Thank you so much.
Mr. Bowles, how do people contact you for sponsorships?
As I said, I have flyers with me, and those flyers give them all the details. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was all that signed up online and outside there. Anybody else? Public comment? Very well, we'll move on to the consent agenda. We went over these items in detail on Thursday. Are there any items that council wants removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none. Any from the public? Okay. Mr. City Attorney, if you'll read the consent agenda, please.
Item number 1 is review of payment of bills. Item number 2, minutes from March 5, 2026, March 9, 2026. Item 3, resolution number 878726, a resolution approving an alcohol license for 5-Star Concessions, DBA 2026 Regions Tradition Golf Tournament located at 4100 Greystone Drive, Hoover, for the sale of 140 special events retail Ruth Elizabeth Engel, Jeffrey Laverne Hanson, and J. Michael McGrath, executives. Item number 4, resolution number 878826, a resolution declaring that certain personal property is not needed for public or municipal purposes and directing the disposal. Item 5, resolution 878926, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with AT&T Enterprises, LLC, for AT&T Business Voice Services. Number 6, resolution 879026, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a service agreement with Firehouse Ministries for emergency shelter services. Number 7, resolution 879126, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Shoal Engineering Company for floodplain management and flood mitigation grant program services. Number 8, resolution 879226, a resolution accepting change order number 1 and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate the change order for the NCFI addition project. Resolution 879326, a resolution authorizing budget amendments for the fiscal year ending September 2026 for the Hoover Fire Department and Hoover Police Department, and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all necessary documents to effectuate the purpose of equipment and completion of a jail security screening system upgrade. Number 10, resolution number 879426, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Pyro Shows of Alabama Incorporated for a fireworks display. And resolution number, number 11, resolution number 879526, a resolution approving and assenting to a declaration of vacation of a utility easement located on the property at 250 River Chase Parkway East.
Mr. President, I recommend we move all these items on the consent agenda.
I have a motion for approval and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on to our regular agenda, resolution number 8777A26. Mr. City Attorney.
A resolution amending resolution 877726 for the purpose of waiving performance bond requirements for FanFest contractor Drummer Boy Productions, LLC, DBA Martin Sports Properties.
For discussion, Mr. President, request we move this resolution.
Second.
I have a motion for approval and a second. Comments and questions from council?
Yes, I got just a few. Mr. Attorney, can you just give us a quick opinion on your thoughts as we proceed with this, so we'll make sure we're on a record on that. And I have one more comment, Mr. President.
Mr. President, Council, Mayor, this item, last week, I don't think it was completely conveyed that it's an RFP as opposed to a bid. Big distinction. The RFP documents in at least 3 locations allows for negotiations and discretion for council. That is not discretion that's enjoyed by your staff or your lawyers. It's only for you. So when the proposer, if you will, presents an issue, your staff can't summarily reject it or especially agree to it. You all are the arbiter of that issue, whatever they want to negotiate. So that's the distinction there. And the reservation of rights provisions of the RFP specifically allow for that type of negotiation and discussion with the proposer. It's not something that's incumbent upon you to agree to. However, that is something that you can do without falling into this pattern of acceptance. You don't have to accept it in the future. It's a case-by-case basis.
Right. Mr. President, just a couple things. Thank you for that. So just to be clear, the staff is recommending that we proceed. So we are the body to.
Right.
I'm getting head shakes. Yes, back there from-
Mr.
Can
Pepper.
we just,
Mr. Pepper would have to speak for that.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Yes, I would recommend that we proceed to waive the performance bond.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I have on that. I got one more comment. So I've been in conversation with Councilman McClinton quite a bit, and as it relates to, we both co-chair the economic commerce piece of the city, and also he's a big advocate of tourism. And I believe the mayor has done a really good job of transitioning in a short period of time into his role and balancing everything out. But I do want I want to throw some numbers. I know I'm a numbers person out there on how aggressive we want to be a part of the investment of the SEC championship game, okay? So the SEC football game, on average views, have about over 16 million viewers, okay? And based upon some data, I mean, y'all can cross-reference me on that, we're talking close to 2 million on the SEC championship that's located in Hoover. Anybody look at different games that the SEC with Alabama, Auburn, whoever play, they use it as an opportunity to have a commercial to market why you should come to this great, fantastic school, right? And we're talking about from a risk standpoint, this is about the lowest risk we possibly have to have a contract that is slated to go through 2028 and have an extension to 2030. And we've had this since 1998. I've had an opportunity to go to one SEC football championship, and I'm telling you, it makes you want to go back again, all right? And for us as a city, to have the SEC championship to be seen by million plus viewers around the nation, I think we got to start thinking about other opportunities to move forward when individuals come to our city to market it extremely well. One idea, several ideas McClinton have, I think will work out extremely well, but I did want to just make that statement, and I'll yield my time, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Any other comments or questions?
Mr. President, Mr. Pepper, is this a 2-year agreement?
It is a 2-year agreement, yes, sir. And
So he would be able to do without a bond for 2 years then?
I guess that would be up to the council. If I would think if maybe you waive it the first year, it would be waived the second year too, but
But for the extension, we could request a bond.
I suppose we could, yeah.
Maybe you should let him know that that might be coming for the extension,
Okay.
perhaps. Just depends how the first 3 years go.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Any further comments or questions from council?
Mr. President, I did just want to state that I think it's important that we not view this as a precedent that we are going to routinely waive performance bonds in the future. So I just want to be clear that this is a special situation. There was a misunderstanding by the RFP respondent about whether they needed to have this bond. And so I would just expect that going forward, if we put it in our RFP, that we're going to hold the applicants to it.
Well, to piggyback on that, I will challenge our staff and attorneys to determine if that is industry standard. Do these performance bonds need to be in the language of the RFPs and bid processes, or is that something that we want to consider removing for the
Mr.
future?
Chairman, I do not recommend removal,
Okay, very good.
just straight up,
On future ones, not this one.
future ones.
All right.
I'm a fan of performance bonds to protect the city.
Very good. Any further comments or questions from council? Any from the public on this issue? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. We will move on to a public hearing for resolution number 878326. Mr. City Attorney.
A resolution declaring as a public nuisance the conditions allowed to exist on the property located at 3766 Abbey Glen Way, Hoover, Alabama, and requiring immediate abatement.
Do I need to proceed with public hearing? It's public hearing first, right?
Go ahead and motion.
Motion for resolution 878326.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This will open up the public hearing. Any members from well, Mr. Martin, why don't you give us an update first?
Sure thing. We did have some discussion about this on Thursday night at the work session. Since that time, we have revisited the site, and we actually have several pictures that should be in the system for us to share at this time. What staff found on the site, again, is a persistent case of items being stored outside that by code should not be stored in an exterior area or yard. That includes dilapidated furniture, organic materials and debris that are piled up, as well as items such as various rubbish, kitchen, household items, appliances. We found several appliances operating on the site that are stored outside. So just walking through some of the pictures here, you can see there are a number of appliances, freezer, it's like a small convection oven, box fans, and some other items that are stored outside in the elements. Throughout the yard, there's also a good bit of landscape matter that is stored on the site and other materials, buckets, tubs, other things that are collecting water over time, and as a result, producing mosquitoes, other bugs, as well as noxious odors. Again, there are also other instances of organic and organic materials, rotting materials that are being stored as the homeowner indicated as mulch. But our code enforcement officials found that what she is considering mulch to be consisting of a variety of rotten materials and producing a substantial amount of odor that is being felt by neighbors next door. So we find that there are several violations to city code, the property maintenance code, and other aspects of city code, and are asking at this time, following the public hearing, that a nuisance be declared and that staff be authorized to pursue remedy in a court of competent jurisdiction.
Very good. This is a public hearing. Any comments or questions from council? Seeing none. Any comments or questions from the public at this point? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. We have a motion and a second to adopt. Once again, any comments or questions from council? Any from the public? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. We'll move on to a second reading for ordinance number 262688. Mr. City Attorney.
An ordinance authorizing Hoover Fire Department to charge a fee for service for cost recovery of non-emergent lift assist responses to Alabama state licensed assisted living, residential care, nursing facilities, and other health care providers within the city of Hoover.
So move as relates to ordinance 262688.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions from council on this issue?
Mr. President, is anybody here from the fire department tonight? I believe if anybody has any questions, I am up to date enough on this. I have been for many years that I could probably answer any questions that anybody has.
Very good. I also got Got a text, I think the mayor has always wanted to act as the fire chief.
Pass the test.
He would also be able to stand in.
Now he hires the fire chief.
Any comments or questions regarding this item? Any from the public? You get off light. All right. Ms. Dickerson, can you call the roll, please?
Council Pro Tem Driver? Aye. Councilmember Schultz?
Aye.
Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Lovell? Aye. Councilmember Murphy?
Aye.
Councilmember McClinton?
Aye.
Council President Middlebrooks?
Aye. 7 ayes, 0 nays. The ordinance passes. We will now move on to ordinance number 2693. This will be an ordinance for immediate consideration. Mr. City Attorney.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 16, Article 2, Section 16-13 of the Municipal Code of the City of Hoover to change the time of meetings.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 2626
This would be,
at 93.
this would be for,
First, you need to.
yep. You gotta move to suspend the rules.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules.
Got a motion and a second for the suspension of rules for immediate consideration.
Can you explain what that means?
So normally ordinances take, there's a first reading at one council meeting, and then at the following council meeting, you'll have a second reading. So in order for us to make an immediate consideration on the first reading, we have to suspend the rules to vote on it tonight. Mr. Schultz, can you explain the reasoning behind the immediate consideration?
We're just moving the start time from 5 to 5:30 to make sure that all members of the Arts Council can make it to the meeting.
Okay. The vote for the immediate consideration does have to be unanimous. So is there any other comments or questions from council on this? Any from the public? Ms. Dickerson, please call the roll for the vote for immediate consideration.
Council Pro Tem Driver? Aye. Councilmember Schultz?
Aye.
Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Lovell? Aye. Councilmember Murphy?
Aye.
Councilmember McClinton?
Aye.
Council President Middlebrooks?
Aye. With a vote of 7 ayes, we will move on to the vote for the actual ordinance. Is there any further comments or questions from council? Any from the public? All right. Ms. Dickerson, if you will. Yeah, it will take another motion in a second. I'm sorry. Mr. Schultz, you want to make a motion for adoption?
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 2693.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ms. Dickerson, if you'll call the roll.
Council Pro Tem Driver? Aye. Councilmember Schultz?
Aye.
Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Lovell? Aye. Councilmember Murphy?
Aye.
Councilmember McClinton?
Aye.
Council President Middlebrooks?
Aye. With 7 ayes, the ordinance passes. We will now set a public hearing for April the 13th at our next council meeting for resolution number 878626. Mr. Brunson, if you will.
A resolution granting conditional use approval for the operation of an event venue at the property located at 2084 Valleydale Road.
Very good. The next items will be a first reading for ordinances. There will be no action taken tonight. We will just go through and read those one by one. First ordinance number 262689, Mr. Attorney.
An ordinance to adopt a revised the zoning map of Hoover, Alabama.
And I understand this may require an additional first reading at the next meeting due to some details with the mapping images.
That's correct.
Ordinance number 262694.
An ordinance to amend the ordinance number 263, the City of Hoover, Alabama, entitled the zoning ordinance of the City of Hoover, Alabama for the property located at 3269 Monte d'Oro Drive to be zoned to R1 Single Family Residential.
And ordinance number 262691.
An ordinance to amend ordinance Number 263, the City of Hoover, Alabama, entitled the zoning ordinance of the City of Hoover, Alabama, for the property located at 204 Shelterwood Circle, being zoned from R1 Single Family to RLSF Legacy Single Family District.
And ordinance number 262690.
An ordinance to amend ordinance number 263, the City of Hoover, Alabama, entitled the zoning ordinance of the City of Hoover, Alabama, for the property located at 3236 Pinehurst Drive, being zoned to R1 Single Family Residential.
Very good. That brings us to the conclusion of our business portion. Any comments or questions from council before we?
Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, have you been able to reach out to the council's representative to the Pro-Am yet?
I have not.
I know she's looking forward to that opportunity.
We're going to do everything in our power.
Any further comments or questions from council? Mr. Mayor, you have anything?
I just want to say that we had the Fan Fest for the Birmingham Stallions at the Brock's Gap Brewery on Friday from 4 to 6. Good crowd, new coach and players there. Everybody had a great time, and it was good to see a good, successful, and exciting for the Hoover residents and kids to meet the players and so forth. So appreciate everybody that attended. Thanks.
Mr. Schultz, you have something?
Just an update on the Board of Education applications. We only had one application, which was Mr. Burkett. So we will make the reappointment at an April council meeting.
Very good. With that, we're adjourned. Thank you.